Heyo, what's up and welcome. I'm the one and only West Coast King, and welcome back to the Minnesota United career, where today the playoffs officially begin for us. We are in the quarterfinal of the Western Conference, and our first opponent is Seattle. I'm actually very nervous about this matchup. In FIFA 18, EA absolutely has nailed the experience, the ambiance of CenturyLink Field in Seattle. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do for career mode, and I'm actually gonna pop in my headphones so I can actually hear. I usually play with no game sound, but I want to feel and experience CenturyLink Field in the playoffs, because in real life that is a place that is nearly impossible to go in and get a result in the playoffs. It doesn't happen very often. I've been a part of that. I've been there many times in recent history, and I know it's not easy to go in there and get a result. The Sounders, that building is rocking. Literally, sometimes it's rocking during the playoffs. So I want to hear it. I want to feel it. It's gonna be a difficult first match. We're on the road there, then we come back home for the second leg of this thing. This is gonna be interesting. So before we actually get into the game, something I mentioned last episode, there is Nicholson as the player of the month in the MLS, and you guys were pretty much in favor of him starting out wide opposite Jairzinho next year. Now also, I mentioned last episode that Christian Ramirez hadn't scored in quite a while. Apparently I wasn't the only one that noticed that. It actually was a headline. He hasn't scored in 9 games. Now, Kevin Molino also hasn't scored a goal in quite some time, but the more noticeable one is Christian Ramirez. And I said, as a leader on this team, I need him to step up when it counts the most. Now is that time. And so much so that I actually kind of called him out a little bit in the press. I guess I said that no player is untouchable in this team, and if he doesn't step up, he could be replaced. And I absolutely do mean it. I didn't exactly mean to put it like that, but that's the way the game made me put it. So, you know what? Christian Ramirez is on notice. He better step up in the playoffs. All right, so now we are ready. We had 2.5 weeks since the last game of the regular season. Hopefully that's enough time for the players to kind of put that out of our minds. Going into the playoffs on 3 straight losses, not the way we wanted to do it, but that is the situation we're currently dealing with. So we just have to push past it. It's the first choice starting 11 in there, obviously fully rested on 2 weeks rest. So no complaints there. No excuses. We just got to go out and get the result in Seattle. We have to at least score an away goal and keep this thing close. Losing is not a big deal if we can keep it close and get an away goal. That is the main objective. Let's see if we can do it. All right. Wow, that graphic is actually beautiful. And I can hear them, man. The Emerald City supporters. God, that's actually intimidating. That's actually dead scary. There is the Seattle starting 11. Basically exactly what I expected. No Christian Roldan in there, though. Gustav Svensson gets to start in the midfield over Roldan. I'm not sure about that one. And Tyler Miller instead of Stefan Fry? What the hell is that? I have no idea. And is it raining? It's raining at CenturyLink Field. That's not what you want, man. That's not what you... They don't lose in the rain in the playoffs. It's like some kind of weird voodoo thing. I'm telling you, in Seattle. Again, I've been there. I've experienced it. When it starts raining in the playoffs there, it just gets so hyped. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever been so nervous for a freaking game of FIFA. This is ridiculous. Okay. All right. Let's do it, man. Here we go. Kickoff in the playoffs with Minnesota. It's time to focus up. I gotta stop. I gotta stop thinking about the Seattle, everything about it. I just gotta play this game. Oh my God, Molino. Get out of the way, ref! All the ref dictus. But Nicholson is through. Nicholson cuts it inside. Nicholson! Save Tyler Miller! Finley my God, that was almost the opening goal right there. All right, corner for us. Let's go short here. Nicholson in there, wide open. Ian Hark scores. Wow. Okay, this has been a really, really good start for us. I mean, unbelievably well. A good start right from kickoff, and then we score right from the ensuing corner. Ian Harks on a nice volley on the cross from Nicholson. Another assist for Nicholson, by the way. And that is the start we were definitely looking for. Silence this crowd at CenturyLink Field and put Seattle on their heels. That is huge. Oh man, they're doing the I can't. It's so hard. It literally is actually so hard for me to not join in because I know all of these chants. This is insane. Okay, I gotta focus. It's actually no. Maybe the headphones were. Look at the pyros. It's so beautiful. The headphones were a bad idea. They were doing the "Oh, to be a sounder" chant, and it took everything in me to not say the chant. Oh man, Jordan Morris equalizes right away. We've got ourselves a game here at CenturyLink Field. I can't focus. I actually can't focus. It's too good. All right, we're starting to let. Oh, I gave up a pen. That's my fault. I went for the tackle and Morris turned. I wasn't expecting that for Morris. I really wasn't. I was about to say we're starting to settle into this match. That's just unlucky, man. That's so unlucky. Damn it. All right. Come on. The young Cohen James against Clint Dempsey. Dempsey likes to go. Wow. That might have been unsavable anyway. I was going to say Dempsey likes to go left. Or, yeah, to his left. Apparently not this time. And that's 2-1 Seattle. Dang it. Good play. Nice. Courtney Ford gets it out to Nicholson. Here we go. Up for Ramirez. And out wide for Nicholson. He's got a step here. Come on, Nicholson. Let's go, boys. Can we get this ball in there? Roman Torres. Here we go. This is beautiful. Come on, Finley. Back in there. Nice. Christian Ramirez. Tyler Miller. I seriously questioned their selection of him over Stephen Fry for this game, but what a save. Ramirez hammered that near post. Maybe I should have gone for Molino there. He was open as well. Dang it. Molino. Back for Harks. This is nice movement here. Christian Ramirez gets a turn. It's a good play. I can't really criticize Tyler Miller, or I can't criticize Christian Ramirez. It's just been Tyler Miller's been unbelievable in this game. All right, well, that's the final whistle. Nothing happened in that second half. We had a lot of possession, but I just couldn't break down that Seattle defense. They just packed it in the second half, essentially, and there was nowhere to go. There was no holes in that defense at all. We got a couple of decent shots off, but Tyler Miller made some spectacular saves. And again, a loss for the fourth straight game. A 1-goal loss in a game where I felt that we probably should have won. We just need our luck to turn around a little bit. We got to get lucky one time in a game, and that will break this streak. Will it come in this series, though? We have to win our next match now. All right, so now we head back home for this second leg against Seattle. Honestly, that first leg, I did what we said we needed to do. We kept it close. We scored an away goal. That's great. I really feel like we should have won that game. We held Seattle to 3 shots, 1 on target, 43% possession. We still lost the game 2-1. Very unlucky with that penalty that we gave up. Not really a lot I could do about that one. Just a good move from Jordan Morris to draw the pen. The first goal was 100% my fault. Lost focus in the moment at CenturyLink Field. I can't do that. And it won't happen again because we're not at CenturyLink Field. We're back home for this one. So I thought the team played fine. We're going to stick with exactly what we had in that first leg. The defense was phenomenal, I thought. I don't think we need to make changes. All we have to do is either go out and keep a clean sheet and score a goal or win by more than 1 goal. I think this team is capable of doing it. I really, really, really need Ramirez and Molino to step up, though. I got to get a goal from at least one of those two in this game, or I don't think we're going to win. All right, here we go. Kickoff, and it's do or die now. We got to leave it all out there. Put it all out there on the line, man. We got to go out and win this game. I was gonna put another controller in and switch their team around and put Stephen Fry back in and Chad Marshall and stuff, but you know what? They made those changes, and those changes worked for them. So I feel like making them play Stephen Fry, who's in bad form, which is probably why he wasn't playing, I feel like doing that would weaken their team, and I feel like if we went out and won, it'd be cheating. So I'm gonna leave it be. They're going to roll with Tyler Miller and Svensson instead of Roldan, and Brad Evans in there instead of Chad Marshall, and I lost focus again. We're in so much trouble. I got to talking. Nice play by Calvo, and he gets the ball to Nicholson, and he's up the wing. Lerdan was pushing forward there. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Can we find something in here? What a move from Nicholson. Oh! He had Finley back post. Jovan Jones came out of nowhere to intercept that pass. Where did he even come from? All right, here we go. Velasco. Put this ball in there for... Oh, no. That was such a beautiful play. I can't believe Molino missed that. Damn it, we need to get a goal. I really would like to get one quickly here. And then just have to worry about getting one more after that. Dang it, I can't believe Molino missed. That was a great play. That was the best look we've had probably in both of these games so far. All right, here we go. We're moving the ball forward now. Suddenly there's space. This hasn't been here the entire time we played against Seattle. Ethan Finley is in. Tries to keep it low on Tyler Miller. Man, I just don't know how to beat this kid. Tyler Miller's been so freaking good in there against us. I'm not really sure what to do to beat him. Oh, come the hell on. Oh my God. How did they even get that chance? I honestly have no idea how that even just worked. Oh my God, Molino, what a move. That was a great play. We get that ball up for Nicholson. Nice. For Molino. Where the... I don't know. Molino still has it. Kevin Molino. No freaking way. Are you kidding me? We finally got lucky. We finally got an attack in the second. That's our first real attack of the second half. We only have 22 minutes left. How did Molino not score that one, man? We desperately needed that. Oh, good play, Cohen. Good catch, Cohen James. Way to be alert out there, buddy. Molino actually does really well here. He gets that ball off for Ethan Finley. Oh my God. Finley's in. Finley, you got to do it. Finley, please! Ethan Finley! He scores! Don't celebrate! You ain't got time for that! Get the ball! Let's go! 1-1. We got 15 minutes left. Oh, we caught him on a counterattack off of a corner. Oh my God, I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't want that to be Ethan Finley there, but there was no choice. It had to be him to have the shot. He was the only one up there. Just got it under Tyler Miller's hand. Let's go, boys. Come on. We got 15 minutes. I can't even catch up. How was Clint Dempsey that fast? Oh my God, that's it. At least we didn't lose. We finally broke the streak of losses in a row. But it just wasn't good enough. Again, I lost focus in the first 5 minutes. Why the hell was I talking so much? Should have shut the hell up and played. I just completely was not focused there. That sucks. That really sucks. So here's what the playoffs now look like. Dallas knocks out Vancouver on away goals. That's a little bit surprising. I really didn't expect Vancouver to get knocked out there. I'm pretty sure if we had Dallas in the first round, I could have beaten them. Didn't have problems beating them all year. We got knocked out by Seattle on aggregate. Atlanta moves forward over NYCFC, and New York Red Bulls also knocks out Philadelphia. It hurts. It really actually physically hurts. I said earlier in the season when we went into CenturyLink Field the first time, I struggle against Seattle, especially at CenturyLink. I went in there and beat them 1-0 that game, but that was before I changed the sliders to make it a little bit more difficult. Mission accomplished there. Could not beat Seattle, and I didn't win a freaking game in our last 5 of the season. 4 losses and a draw to end the year. Not how I expected that to go at all, but that's kind of the way it is, and I kind of wanted it that way. I wanted it to be more difficult. That motivates us to get better players, continue to grow the players that we have to be better. Once we get better, then we can start to move forward a little bit, see that progression, and beat these teams. So it hurts now, but it's for the best, and it's for the longevity of this series. It's important for that to be the case. So we'll see what happens now with the rest of these teams. If I had to pick one right now, I'd probably pick Atlanta still. They're still, in my opinion, the best team here. But Seattle was very, very impressive. So I guess all that's left to do is finish off this first season. And to start with, here's a look at all of the players that are on expiring contracts. If we let all of these contracts expire, that would take us down to 26 players on the active roster. Remember, next season, we're going to try to stick with that 30-player roster limit, which is the roster limit size for the MLS. Although I'm thinking that I'm not going to allow, or I'm going to keep it so that homegrown players out of the youth academy do not count towards that number, because it's going to limit how we can call players up out of the youth academy, and I don't want to do that. So if that is the case, this will take us down to 23 players. We also have Jairzinho and Jovan Jones coming in, though. That will take us up to 25. That gives us a nice little bit of wiggle room there to sign some new players to the team. But I am considering keeping one of them, and that is Brent Coleman. He did well at times. When I needed him to come in and play, he did a pretty decent job. I might think about giving him a new contract. I'm not sure, though. Let me know. Should we keep Brent Coleman? I think this is one of the players that one of you guys said was kind of a legend at Minnesota United from their days before the MLS. So he's possibly the only one that I think we need to keep around. And here is the final squad report of the season. You can see what players went up, which players went down in their overalls and things like that. So let's get into it. Brandon Allen went up +2. Didn't give him any training, and he didn't actually play a single game this year, but still went up +2 somehow. Christian Ramirez went up +1. Didn't score a goal in the last 11 games of the season. Not a good finish for him, but not a good finish for the team in general. I really can't lay it all on him, but definitely didn't help the situation at all. Dunloddy went up +4 this year. I gave him a little bit of training early in the season. Victor Banks went up by +2. He's one of the players out of the youth academy. Colin Martin never played. Kevin Molino went up +1. I didn't give him any training, so it's good to see him still growing a little bit at 27 years old. Johan Venegas did not grow at all, but is a very important substitute on this team. Anor never played. Nicholson went up by +5. He's now 73 rated, and I am pretty sure he is going to be the starting left midfielder going into next season. Miguel Ibarra did not grow at all. I was kind of hoping he'd grow by maybe 1, possibly 2, but that just did not happen. Again, still, until we get Jairzinho in, the only 4-star skiller on the entire team. Ian Harkes went up by +4. He's still growing, still has a lot of room to grow. He's going to be a future star on this team. Probably will reach the designated player status at some point. Figueira we brought in as a free agent, but I really never played him, and I probably shouldn't have even brought him in. I really don't like him that much, so I'll probably look to get rid of him next season. Dave Velarde did not play. Ethan Finley did not grow, which is not surprising. He's pretty much capped out at 70 overall, and he's going to be our impact sub next season. In those games against Seattle, where I desperately needed to bring someone in off the bench to make an impact, I didn't have anyone. Next year, it will be Ethan Finley, and I think he's going to make a big difference for us. Depth-wise, it's going to be huge for us. So I'm sad to see him out of the starting 11, but the role he's going to play may be even more important next year. Colin Warner did not grow, also did not play all that often. Sam Cronin did not grow. He's 30 years old, but my God, was he the most consistent midfielder I had for maybe the entirety of the season. Ibsen was good at the start of the year, but Sam Cronin really took over that midfield spot, and he was unbelievable. He really was impressive for me. So I was very impressed with him, but at some point, he's probably going to get replaced, especially since he's 30. If he starts going down in his stats like Ibsen did this year, he's down 2 to 67. Cronin will probably get replaced, which I'll be sad, but it's going to have to happen. Probably will be replaced by Eric Remedi, who's grown by +2. I didn't give him any training, but he is a pretty capable replacement. Davis did not grow. Joma went up by +2. Okay. He's going to stay in the team as an auxiliary winger, left back option, but the less time he spends on the field probably is for the better. Courtney Ford went up by +1. I don't think I trained him, but he does have a lot of potential. I need to start getting him trained up. He needs to get up to the 70, 75 range. I mean, he could get up there. We need to get him up there very quickly here. Calvo went up by +2. He will move back to center back next year after we get Jovan Jones in. So it's good to see that he still has a little bit of growth left in him. Kalman did not grow, but don't really expect him to. Taylor never played, went down 1. Greenspan never played, went up by +2, but he's not coming back. Boxall did not grow, but he'll still be in the team next year. He was actually pretty decent as a backup. Demidov never saw the field, and I never even considered putting him on the field. Kevin Venegas didn't play. Thiessen didn't play. McGowan doesn't really have any room to grow, but was pretty decent. Might take over the right back spot from Velasco next year. We'll have to wait and see. Speaking of Velasco, he grew by +1. Was pretty decent for us at 66 overall. A little bit low rated, but he's okay. I'll probably go with McGowan, though, at right back. Shuttleworth doesn't really have any room to grow. Brown is a new call-up out of the youth academy. He'll take over probably the 3rd goalkeeper spot behind Shuttleworth and Cohen James next season. Cap is going to be gone. McLean is going to be gone. And last on the list is Cohen James. Grew by +8. Is the starting goalkeeper on this team. Played pretty well against Seattle, I thought. Did give up the 3 goals. But, I mean, none of them were really anything he could do about. So, can't really blame him for that. But he's got a lot of potential left in him. He's going to continue to grow. And he's going to be a really, really good goalkeeper for us. So, the last thing to do to finish off this season is to go over the final results for the MLS Cup playoffs. And Seattle, for technically now the 2nd year in a row, is the MLS Cup champions. Not surprised, given what we had to go up against them. That was just, they're terrifying. They actually are unbelievably good, especially defensively. We're lucky to get the 2 goals that we did against them. They are almost impossible to break down. And Tyler Miller, who looks to be the goalkeeper of the future there, was almost unbeatable over those 2 games. So they are maybe going to be the team to beat throughout the entirety of this series. Maybe at some point we can rise up and end that dynasty in Seattle that looks to be brewing there. By the way, Seattle also won the US Open Cup this season. Maybe I forgot to mention that. And they beat New York Red Bulls in the final of that one as well. So over 2 games, New York Red Bulls scored no goals in the finals against Seattle. So that just shows you what they've got. But we will be taking their left back from them. We will get Jovan Jones in next season. Although they do have a ready-made replacement in Nuhu Tolo, who has good potential and is going to be a good left back as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do to beat Seattle, man. They're going to be a good team, I think, for the entirety of this series. So I leave you guys with the final starting 11 on the screen here. And the question that I guess at this point just has to be asked. Is Christian Ramirez the striker for this team? Honestly, for most of the season, he was good. He was great. He actually finished the season 2nd in assists in the league behind Nicholson. But for those last 11 games, he did absolutely nothing. And I really don't want to lay all of the blame on him for how our season turned out in the end. But I mean, he's got to take a lot of that responsibility. He just was non-existent. I needed a lot better than what I got out of him over the final 5 games specifically, where we didn't get a single win. He just was not good enough. The problem is, I don't know if we're going to have the designated player spot to go out and put a designated player up there. Molino's going to get a new contract this offseason, so we'll have to wait to see how that plays out, if he does become a designated player or not. And Ian Harkes eventually probably will be a designated player. So I'm not sure, man. Do we use a designated player spot on Ramirez and possibly lose Harkes? I don't want to lose Molino. We would have to probably lose Harkes at some point, but I don't know. It's going to be up to you guys. I'll probably leave a poll up in the top. Do we replace Ramirez? It's a tough decision. I'm not really sure which way I'm leaning right now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one. But that is going to be it. That is a wrap on season number 1 here with Minnesota. It had its ups and downs. We did a lot better throughout the course of the regular season than what I thought we were going to do. I thought we were really going to be battling for a playoff spot. In the end, we kind of just barely made the playoffs, to be honest. I mean, we only finished 1 point ahead of Seattle. I think 2 points ahead of, was it Dallas that finished 5th? Or I don't know. We honestly barely made the playoffs. But yeah, it was an interesting season. And there's definitely some room for improvement there, especially with the new sliders making things more difficult. It should make for an interesting season number 2 when we get the growth from some of these players and the new players in. We'll see how this thing goes. It should make for a very interesting series, and I'm happy with the way that the series is progressing. So that's it for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you when we come back for season number 2 with Minnesota. See ya.